Without further ado, we introduce David Mendez.
Vizion Sports and Entertainment. Protect your vision.
It's dog, my boy.
Good to see you, baby.
Fam.
TV. So, ordinarily, someone might choose to be an editor, someone might choose to be a director or be a producer. What made you make the decision that, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do everything?
It came out of necessity. Like, I needed to know everything, right? That's how I work. Like, if I'm involved with the project, I want to be immersed in like all areas.
Right.
And so also, you create more value for yourself when you know everything that's going on. Right. So it's like in sports, it's a good reference. If you're a team captain, you should know everything about every position. That's my mentality. I'm trying to be MVP. You know what I mean? Like that's how I'm trying to. I need to know everything.
So what's the vision for David Mendez going on into the future?
The vision is to live in greatness. What that will do if you live in greatness and like everything that you do, it's going to expand into every area of your life, right? Like if you're always living great, you're getting great results because it's hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard to always be on and always put 100% into everything that you do.
Right.
But if you're conscious of it and you can put that 100% and you're aware that you want to be great,
Right.
then I mean, sky's the limit, right?
Right. I love that because I have a similar phrase where I say live in victory, which is the same thing.
Oh, yeah,
Live in
absolutely.
victory, live in greatness. Like it's like you have to tap into it every single day.
Got to tap.
And there really is no days off in that aspect.
No, absolutely not. Always got to be on. And,
Right.
and you know what? I think it's funny though because it comes in the details of things.
Right.
To be great, to live in victory, it's in the details. The smallest things affect your whole life, which you don't even realize.
Right.
And so if you pay attention to those small things where you could be great, man, you're getting an uplift on everybody out here.
Who do you look up to? Who do you derive your inspiration from?
But The Rock,
Oh,
Love it.
Dwayne Johnson.
yes.
Yeah.
That to me, like that's I represent that. Like that hard work, grind it out,
Right.
do everything to succeed. Like, man, his energy too.
Right.
He's a person who's always living in greatness.
Right.
I feel like there's correlations between my life, his life, in the sense of what we want to accomplish, right?
Right.
And so when I see him, that's what I aspire to be as an individual on a day-to-day basis. Like, be great.
Yes. And you're kind of built like The Rock too.
Hey,
I mean,
hey,
I know you're getting in the gym.
I'm trying,
I
I'm
know you're
trying.
getting those 5:30 workouts in. I see you doing the
You know?
45,
Yes,
48
sir.
inch box jumps.
Oh yeah.
How does fitness factor into your life?
Fitness, man, has always been a big part of my life just because of sports, right?
Right.
So we grew up playing sports, and that's kind of what set like a tone for my life in the sense of being dedicated to something, being passionate about it, wanting to win. I'm competitive, you know what I mean? Like to me, I think it's all driven off competitiveness. So my whole life is compete to win.
Right.
Hate losing, right? And so fitness, you know what I mean? Like that's just an extension of sports, and it helps with my aggression.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I can't get out
right,
anymore.
Yeah.
It helps with just setting my mindset of I'm gonna be the baddest mother in the world. You know what I mean? Right off the jump.
Love it.
So it creates that mindset, and to me, mindset is like everything. Like once you create that good mindset for yourself, you can go execute.
Right. So Dave, tell us about some of the shows that you've produced.
Oh man, I have a lot of shows. My catalog's pretty big, right? One of my favorite shows is Beyond the Athlete. I did a lot of work with Cam Newton, Rob Gronkowski. It's like a documenting like their side hustles. Because every athlete has a side hustle, right?
Outside of the sport.
Outside of the sport. So
As they should.
we're documenting these like behind the scenes moments with them where they have like a TV show or they have a clothing line. We're capturing those moments and like
Very
talking
cool.
about that.
Right. So their brand outside of the game.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Right.
How they build up their brand.
Right. Because that's important. I mean, there's multiple ways these guys have so much influence.
Yep.
And anything that they do outside of the game, they can capitalize on more than ever while they are an athlete, right?
Right.
So
And
when
they're
they do
building
Beyond
their
the Athlete,
fan
I love
base.
it.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Building
Right.
up that fan base. And like
Right.
to be part of something like that with like these A-list athletes, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. At the top of their game,
Top of
in
their
their
game.
prime.
I got Cam Newton right off his MVP season.
Wow.
Right off of it,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And it's just like, it's truly remarkable and it's amazing to just meet them, first of all, and then kind of see what their psyche's about. So
Right.
like another part of that is like learning about people who are in high levels.
Right.
So that's one of them that I love, Beyond the Athlete. Another one is called Backstage Diaries. So with that is like we go behind the scenes of an artist before they perform.
Okay.
And we talk to them about their rise to where they are, what they're expecting out of the crowd, and then we shoot the B-roll of the performance, you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like a mini documentary in a way.
Right.
Sweet.
And yeah, man, it's just like getting to meet all these cool artists. I'm big into music,
Yeah.
and so getting to meet these guys and just seeing their stories, like, you know what's funny is this story resonates with so many people, and it happens a lot, is that they were this close to quitting, this close,
Right.
and that last hurrah, whatever it was,
Yeah.
got him to superstar. Like, what, I don't know what it is. Like, so don't quit. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that's just a lesson. Like,
Right,
don't
right, right.
quit.
Anybody
When you're at the
watching this,
end of
take
your
that to
wits,
heart. Yeah.
At the end of their wits, like, it's right there. Just
Right.
prevail.
Right.
Keep pushing.
So a lot of these guys, I mean, when they feel like there's no hope left, that was when they got their breakthrough
Yeah.
or their big moment. So I think that's really cool. So anybody watching this, take that to heart.
Like, success is a thin line, right? That's what it tells me. It's a thin line. And it's like really a matter of like, how much are you willing to suffer to get past that line?
How much pain are you willing to take to be
Yes.
everything you were ever meant
Absolutely,
to be?
Yeah. So it's just like, yeah, I love hearing those kind of stories.
Love
The
that.
grind of it is awesome.
Absolutely.
Another show, one of my personal favorites was Young Hollywood on the Go, okay? So On the Go was like us going to music festivals, going to
Oh,
conventions.
man. Right.
And so
Yeah.
it's a music, it's a whole bunch of things that we encompass, and like it's documenting our lives, our stories going to these events,
The
right?
entire experience.
Yeah, the entire experience. So it's awesome because like, I guess like a little bit more or less, like we interview artists out there
Yeah.
as well, but it's like us, it's our story. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like we mix in the celebrities and the athletes with our story, and it's awesome, man.
Right,
So.
very cool. Yeah, I've seen the show, and people pay thousands of dollars to go to these music
Right,
festivals.
yeah, and I'm blessed.
I think one of the coolest things is that not only are you producing a show of you going to the festival, but you're going for free.
For free, free 99, right?
Right.
Free 99. It truly is amazing, and like I truly do feel blessed about being able to do the things that I do, and like meeting these people is like people die. Like I wouldn't say die, but like that's their one goal. Like with The Rock, you know what I mean? Like my one goal would be like if I got an interview with The Rock, oh man, I'll be made. So
Right,
like
right.
understanding that these are privileges
Right.
that I have.
You've been in a one-on-one setting with Mike Tyson.
Oh yeah.
That's, I mean, a scary situation.
That was a tough one.
I mean, tell us what it's like to be one-on-one with Iron Mike.
Okay, let me just tell you the backstory of this, okay? Because there's a backstory to it. Is so we're at a music festival,
Okay.
and we're shooting all day. I'm operating the camera, and sometimes have interviews on there. And we found out about Mike Tyson day of while we're shooting.
Right.
So it's like that interview was set up the day of. Have zero time to prep.
No preparation.
No
time.
prep. And at that time in my career as like a host,
Yeah.
I was a novice. Like I was green, you know what I mean? Kind of brand new to the game. And so I was just thinking, is like, how am I? First, I had to formulate it into the show, incorporate it into the show, which is like totally separate from the music festival.
Right.
Two, it's Mike Tyson, right? Iron Mike, like. I grew up, he's an icon to me.
Yeah.
So just him, like, being in front of an icon like that, like, who I was like, wow, dude, like, I love Mike Tyson, right?
Yeah. That's
one of
someone
the-
you get starstruck by.
That's one of the few people
Yeah.
that I'll get starstruck.
Right.
So that's Mike Tyson. Then, like, I'm also fearful for my life at the same time. If, like, I say something wrong to him, that he's just gonna, end my life with one punch.
Right. I mean, yeah. Mike's a wild card. Best way
you
to
don't
put it.
know.
You never know what's going to happen. You say something that upsets Mike, he might punch you.
Yes, and
Yeah.
not only, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
Not only to cut, like, it's Mike Tyson, so he's been asked every single question in the book. So I'm like, what am I really gonna talk to Mike Tyson about?
That he hasn't already talked about before.
Right.
What story is there that we haven't already heard, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it was one of the few moments where I've been like scared going into interviews just because I was really unprepared, and like we ran straight after filming a set straight down to his show in Vegas.
Right.
There was like no time in between. Like it was just like on the go. That's the concept of the show.
Right,
On the go. So like
Right.
it was on the go, and it was just like raw. It was raw as ever. Like it's super raw.
How do you feel it ended up? Like, how did it work out between you and Mike?
like me personally, I know it's not my best interview by any means, but like I think I did okay considering the circumstances. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like
You didn't piss him off at all?
I didn't piss him off. I
Okay.
didn't.
Did you stare him down?
Right.
Did you give him a mean stare down?
I did not stare down Mike Tyson. We did have like a flex photo,
Okay.
and I think I got him. But I mean, the guy's also in his 50s, right? You know what I mean? So, but that was still a good moment to say. It's like, oh yeah,
Right.
swollen up on mic a little bit.
Because you're no stranger to stare downs.
No, I'm not.
I've seen an interview where you've actually had a face-off with Tyron Woodley
Yeah.
and UFC heavyweight and light heavyweight champion Daniel Cormier.
Daniel Cormier.
So I saw you face off with him.
yeah.
What was that like? What was going through your head
Okay,
as you're
so,
staring down into these UFC
like,
fighters' eyes?
To me personally, that like, I've always wanted to like have a face-off with somebody, right? And I was like, I'll never get another shot with like a legend, Daniel Cormier, T. Wood, and it's just like, let's see what happens, right? Let's see what happens.
You didn't back down at all. When I watched it, I was like, oh,
Okay.
Dave looks
No,
like
I
he's
saw
ready
it.
to fight.
He was ready to go.
Dave looked like he
for
was
like
ready to fight.
literally for 1 second, I couldn't not keep like composure was gone. Staring down into their eyes was something different because like you were alpha males, right?
Right.
Alpha males, and
Right.
like it's just like you get in that mode and you're like, oh, I feel like
Fight mode turns on.
I feel
Fight
something.
mode turns on.
You feel something inside of you, so it's like I had to step away because I couldn't take it. I was like, this like I feel weird. I felt weird because like getting angry at someone that you enjoyed,
It's
right?
either fight or flight, and you were ready to go.
Because
Like,
you know,
low key.
They're most likely feeling the same thing too. So
Right, and also though, it's also like you're both looking at each other's souls, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like it's a little like
Tension.
We can, there's the tension of it was like
Right.
phenomenal, and so yeah, it's fun, man. It's fun.
legendary. That's a legendary moment, dude. Not many people could say they've
With the
survived the
UFC
standoff
champ.
with the
Right.
the UFC heavyweight champion who's fighting Brock Lesnar coming up in a few months. So I mean,
Uh,
you're in
yeah.
that same circle, dude. Maybe you'll be
I've
fighting
done
Brock soon.
No, 0% of me wants any of that. I don't want that smoke.
So you interviewed Donovan Mitchell
Yeah.
All-Star Weekend right before his blow-up,
The blow-up,
where
yeah.
he won the dunk competition.
Right.
Take us through that.
Oh man, that was an incredible experience. First of all, second is Donovan Mitchell is a baller. He's an all-out
No doubt.
baller in just life, like just as a person, as a human being, right?
Right.
And so it was incredible to work with him and see what someone like that, because in my eyes, like he's like the face of the NBA. Like he's gonna be that new face.
Okay.
And so seeing how he operates and how he works and how humble he is, it's just like, man, those truly like one of my favorite shoots was with him.
Right. And that was a show called Rookie on the Rise.
Rookie
right?
on the Rise, yeah. So like he was a rookie that year.
Right.
13th, selected 13th. No one really knew about him.
Right.
And we had a hunch, and,
Right. And
we got it right.
He even had a low dunk rating in NBA 2K,
Right, yeah.
which is absurd considering he won the dunk
dunk
competition
contest.
that season.
I was so sure of this man that I bet $100 in, I came through on that dunk contest.
Hey.
So
Hey.
Donovan Mitchell, thank you for that extra
Coming
side
up.
cash right there.
Yeah. Well, you had the inside information being that you
Right.
interviewed him before the dunk competition.
Yeah.
So smart bet.
Yeah, it was a great experience though, just seeing the glow up, like that
Right.
moment, being in that moment of where like this is where things are really gonna take off for somebody,
Right,
right? Like
right.
I was in that moment, I saw it, I witnessed it, I was
Right.
with him.
Literally, you were with him in the moment where he went from being not a household name to a household name.
Yeah, I was there in that moment. And
Like, and you
that's
documented it.
documented
Like,
it, and
man, that's
That's
cool.
special.
Yeah.
it was special. It really was special. Like I said, it was one of my favorite interviews just because like we were in that moment. I could feel the energy. I could just sense it. I sensed it. You know what I mean? I sensed it.
Right. Who's one of your favorite artists that you've ever worked with?
Music artist, I'd say this is Big Sean, because Big Sean, he has a mentality, I feel like, of always progressing. You can even hear it in his lyrics. He understands it. He understands what it takes to be successful. He understands that it's not an end game for this moment. There's always going to be a tomorrow, right?
Constant refinement.
Constant refinement, and he's also spiritually, he's in tune with like spiritually, mentally, like he's in tune.
Right.
And so like to me, that's somebody that's understands how to be successful in life.
Right. He's living it.
He's living it, and you hear it in his lyrics.
How are you protecting your vision?
How am I protecting my vision? The way I think I'm going to protect my vision, and it's I think I've said it earlier, is like mentally,
Yep.
physically, and spiritually.
Yeah.
So if I hit on all three of those key targets, those goals that I set for myself, it's creating that mindset, creating how you live your life.
Creating that life.
Create that life. So
Yeah.
you've actually, you taught me a good quote that I've been, like, I love. It's, you said, create your own hype.
Yes.
If you create your own hype, right?
Shout out
like,
daily. Shout out daily.
If you create your own hype, like, to me, that's like everyday life. Like, create your own hype in everything that you do, right?
Love it.
Yeah, man, I love that quote. I've been living by that ever since he told me that. But yeah, so physically, mentally, spiritually, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna pray, I'm gonna meditate, if I can visualize, which I'm struggling on here and there, but like I'm trying to incorporate all those things. So like every day, I'm attacking life and I have a purpose.
And you're trying to dominate your day.
Right.
I'm trying to dominate
You're
my
trying
day.
to dominate every single
And
day.
I want people to see that though too. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
like I want you to feel me. I want you to feel that energy that I bring.
Can we all create our own hype right now?
Let's get it.
Tim, how do we create our own hype?
Show 'em.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Let's get it!
Baby.
I'm just doing what I gotta do.